Hello. Hello, hello.
Hello.
What's up? What's up? So we are already live, I guess.
That's great.
So just a quick dip into the water, let's say like that. But it has been a bit of a rough run, but here we are. Are you also on the Video Ninja? Okay, no, that's fine. But I think people can.
Wait. Where's my? Okay. Nice.
Okay, I can just add you then.
I can be there. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So hello chat, hello everybody. Let me add you real quick. Can you mute in Video Ninja? That would be good.
Sure.
Because we're capturing sound here. Okay, studio mode. Let me cook. Put this as a loop. It is add browser source. There you go. Hope that works. Let's see. Does that work? Yes, it does. Perfect. But I need to swap that. Oops. Swap my webcam because you are not Turbo, I guess, but you're also not Mithriani.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, so they go. This should work. Then here. Okay, I guess now we have it, kind of, I guess. So hello everybody, and welcome to the stream. I'm LuckersTurbo, of course, and today I'm joined in by someone else, not by Mitriani, but by the host and organizer, I would say, of this event.
Everyone?
But I always, is it achepta or achepta?
Yes.
So
yes,
it's okay, perfect. So this should work. So how are you doing? Are you doing great today?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic.
Very nice. That sounds great.
Yeah, so the timer will run out in 30 seconds and we will start the match basically. The match will start from the warm-up, 5 minutes. And then we go full throttle.
Yeah, it is 15 rounds that will be played in rounds mode, and the first position is going to qualify to the actual finals, and if the person is already qualified, that goes for Morpio and for Raistlin. The second person is getting it, and if both getting first and second, then the third person is going to get it. And here we are, we will go live. You will see the game now very soon as well. There you go, perfect. Should be locked in just a second. Here we go, and we start with the first round. So it's a map from Freight and K_6. They have spent a lot of time on this map to build this one, 650 hours. And the world record currently stands, or the local record, by Skander as a 424.882. He has not qualified just yet, but currently he leads, but loses a bit of speed. Ferry overtakes, and Ortiz, Raistlin, Morpio, everybody just eats him, and he falls quite far behind here, just on checkpoint 4, and the map just goes back and forth. You have a wallbang here, but the starting section, it's very hard to remember.
Yeah, and now we are right inside backward section, where you need to quickly turn around and then do a circle towards CP7. And still we have a great pack of top players in the front. So that's very nice to see.
Yeah, Bolle doing really good together with his brother Ferry, and I've also spectated Jambi yesterday when I prepared short notice for this cast. He was on a great run, but then lost it, I think, in checkpoint 24. And now going down here and going into checkpoint 8. Bolle only half a second behind, so not looking too bad to collect some points. So maybe we can run also through a bit of how it actually works, because players collect points. There's a point repartition going down from 1,000 points, and getting those 1,000 points is of course a huge advantage. And if you have collected 8,000 points, I guess, you just win the match.
No, 1,000 points, it's for cup mode.
Okay, yeah, okay, it's cup mode.
So here we don't have any point limits. It's just after 15 rounds, we'll have whoever gets the most points.
Okay. So just rounds mode up, and then the person with the most points wins it.
Yes.
Okay. But, I mean, players are in the top 3 who have not qualified thus far. And also, there's 500 euro per week distributed among the players. 250 for first, 150 for second, and then 100 euro for third position. And Bolle overtaking Jambi here in that corner, but Jambi coming back. Great fight for second place right now.
Yeah, for sure. I see that Skandir got some mistakes, and he 2 checkpoints behind, which is very interesting to see. How will he come back from there? So he's a favorite right now, as you can see on the standings. So we'll see how he'll be able to catch up in the next round. But in this round, Jambi has a very nice fight with Bolle. And by the way, Jambi is a Lego. So
okay.
Use that name.
Okay, it figures with that skill level. Legu, very skilled driver, has played the Trackmania World Tour last year together with Pusti Topako, and I mean he's now at the top level. But Lego comes from his Raider RPG background, so it really shows the skill. I was like, okay, who's that guy? I did not know him, but Lego very skilled and I think still very young. But Ferry has a quite commanding lead here of 1 second, and Jambe, aka Lego, with the overtake. Great fight here, going into checkpoint 24 here in just a bit. But Ferry still holding strong here. Bolle with a great landing, has a bit more speed, but did not stick that landing. A lot of transitions that need to be cleared. And it is still not over for that second place battle. Bolle going a bit further up, collecting a bit more speed, but it does not seem to be enough. Now the bug slide coming into play, which Lego failed yesterday, I think, when I spectated him. And Ferry on a great time. This could be a 4:25-26-ish from Ferry, who has also at 4:27 as a PB. So maybe PB. I did not see the full run, but look at the jump here from Bolle, risking it so much, going back into that second position.
Yeah, that flip towards P27 is very tricky, and I'm glad to see that players completed it without any mistakes. However, I noticed that Artis made a very big mistake approaching TP24, and now he has a great fight with Raceland.
Oh yeah, true. Actually, that's also a battle that we can figure out, but look at that here. It is Racer now on P5, Artis on 4th, then we have Sushi, I guess. Or maybe that's a team on P6 here. But look how far behind he is. 10 seconds. Then we have K_6 also going into the finish. Morpio on 7th and Blasters on P number 8. But still close fight. And where is Skandir? Skandir got himself... where is he? On P10 actually, so 550 points. So there you can see the point repartition: 1000 for first, then 930, 865 and so on. So it is looking really good for Ferry in that first round, and we have 14 more rounds to come.
It seems like I made a mistake. There was no warm up.
Okay.
This,
okay, so that's the
probably will restart. Yes, I think we will restart.
Yeah, but I mean, we got to run through, so that's also great. So let's see if
No,
Ferry...
we will. I think we will restart fully the match.
Okay.
Because nobody was ready.
Yeah.
I put the warm up, but it seems like it ran out too quickly.
Yeah. That can happen, of course, but now players are warmed up, and also a great time there from Ferry in the lead, so good to see that. And also good for me to come back to this game. I've played a lot of Trackmania 2 RPG. I still remember when I was sick, and then I played together with Plastorex when he was preparing for the Raider Cup 3. It's always a nice game to return, and has like even more possibilities than in Trackmania 2020. I mean, look at this beauty, look at this intro. 650 hours went into this map. Absolute beauty.
I can't understand. We have warm up?
Do we have a warm up?
I'm so confused right now. I don't understand why it didn't work. Okay, so we have a warm up 30 seconds. And now the match should start fully.
Yeah, so...
I'm very sorry for this mistake.
I mean, players had the chance to warm up beforehand on this one round, so I guess it's a fair deal. I just hope that it will not catch Bolle or Ferry off guard. Because I still remember, I think it was from Ferry, where he really felt the pressure in those RPG Night Cups when he was leading. And I mean, now he had a good run. And I just hope that it will be fine for him. As well as for Bolle. Players that I know from quite long ago already. And I mean, a good round for Skandir, of course, because he has made that mistake and only got 10th position. And he has the local record on this map with a 4:24.5, almost 1 second out of Raceland, who already qualified to the finals.
Yeah, and Ferry actually did his PP in that first round that we saw. That was really, really nice pace from him.
Yeah.
So now we got a new start. So let's see how will it be.
Yeah.
So right now, Skandir is in top 3. Didn't make any mistakes at the start. And again, we can see Bolle and Ferry, two brothers, in the front. And now Morpeon joined them in the pack. So let's see how they do backward section.
Yeah, going into the free wheel here in just a couple of turns and then reusing this part here as well. So very tricky. You need to go very tight there around the corner to catch that booster here that excels you and gives you enough speed to clear that tricky jump here as well into the next checkpoint. And Ferry had it quite good. Skandir dropped a bit further behind, but as you rightfully said, Morpio also in the mix together with Raceland, and all the other players are on their way as well. But this start is just so tightly packed, so many transitions, and it doesn't give you any room to breathe. You need to adapt so quickly because it's so hard to just see ahead of the turn, right? You just have to focus on your guts or listen to your guts and make it across. So very tricky map, especially at the start.
Yes, exactly. And even though Bole made a small touch in the backwards section, you can see that top 4, Skandir also did some mistake, but players were basically inside 1/10 after first third of the map. And it's insane. Like you mentioned that there are a lot of transitions, and players still manage to keep up with each other.
Yeah, we have seen that transition from Bole in the actual live round where he overtook Legu, who we do not see right now. He's on P number 5 actually, so not doing too bad, overtaking Artis right now. But one transition can really gain you a lot of time. But of course, it's very risky and players tend to go for the safe lines, even though it's like on those kind of maps, it's so hard to just go safe because you have to push the turns. You do not want to lose speed over the others. But now Legu with a mistake did not get the speed over here into checkpoint number 17 that comes up here in just a couple of turns. And he gets overtaken by a lot of players. Tada also in there. And we see a respawn from Artis, I think, who also dropped a bit behind. But let's go into the battle here in the top 3 because I think that is very, very tight actually between the players. It's only 5/10 of a second, and Morpio and Skandir are neck and neck to each other.
Yes, as you can see also that Ferry and Bole both made mistakes, and now they are around 1.5-2 seconds behind of the top 3. And noticeably, Raceland also in the front right now, which is we didn't see before. So now Morpio and Skandir battling together with Raceland.
Yeah, very good fight here. Raceland going a bit wider, losing a bit of speed, was 2500s behind Morpio and Skandir, who are still fighting 600s, and Raceland dropping a bit of speed. And yeah, we're approaching the last couple of checkpoints here. 30 checkpoints does this map have, and Skandir with a mistake clips the transition. Raceland capitalizing from that, and now Morpio half a second ahead. I hope he can hold on because he did not have a good warm-up round, but now he can get those 1000 points to his name. Looking good, but also Raceland definitely not slowing down, wants those 1000 points as well.
Yeah, and I was spectating players a bit behind of our top players. And you can see that the gap between top 3 and others is growing actually.
2
and
seconds.
We can even see Tada is on first place right now.
Oh, but look at this battle here between Raceland and Morpio. Morpio went for a respawn, I think, on checkpoint 24, and Raceland takes over the lead. Gets a great jump, clips a bit, but also Morpio didn't have it very good, so Skandir overtakes.
Yes.
What a fight here in the end.
Skandir got a very nice transition on this flip to CP27, and Morpio did additional touch right now, which further makes Skandir's life easier as they together with Raceland approach the finish.
Yeah, and Raceland.
And
wow.
Yeah. Raceland.
Yeah, Raceland gets first in this round. 0.4 ahead of Skandir. A bit slower winning time than the round beforehand. We have seen Ferry driving a 4:26.3 in that round, which is third local record. And you can see that this round panned out a bit different. And also Nebula finishing on 10th position. Then we see Freight, the mapper, on P8. And the other players just finishing here and there. We see a lot of players on the server, which is great to see. And everybody just driving some PBs. Do you think that also players practiced offline to hide their pace?
No, not in this case. It's not like in the Team GL where players tend to do this. Here, players always play on servers because it's basically it's fun, to play with others, and that's how they tend to spend time in this game. So everyone was playing on the server all the time, and we can I was able to spectate players during the week, and it was nice to see how they improved, with what sections they had issues, and then how they adapted to those issues, and they became more and more consistent. And especially in rounds, you need a lot of consistency.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, on a map like this, it is so hard to remember every turn by heart. And if you play 15 rounds in a row, mistakes inevitably going to happen here. And just remembering all of this, every small transition on this map within a week is just, it's insane. Like, it's very hard to do because those are, of course, also vanilla blocks being used, but those transitions are not your usual maps, let's say it like that.
Yes, for sure. And now we can actually have our new lead, which is Artis. However, as I said that, he got very poor speed on the freewheel section and lost all his lead.
Yeah, Artis falling behind here to P number 8 by that. Tada Ferry raced on ahead, as we can see, but it's just a long snake here going into the backward section into checkpoint number 6. Morpio still leading, looking good for him to clock in another P or top 3 position, but he has a very good start. Look how far ahead here he is, ahead of the other players.
Yes, and Raistlin got very bad touch in the backwards freewheel section, and he almost didn't make it to the checkpoint, so he fell a little bit behind, now on 6th place. But again, we can see Morpio is Ferry and Bole a bit behind, and Lego is catching to them.
Yeah, also different approach there from Bolle. I think he had a no slide and lost a bit of speed, but I just changed the camera to him. But look at the jump here from Lego going super low, catching up to Bolle, but it seems like Morpio and also Ferry, who still keeps up with the pace, they're on another level. Now Lego clipping here a little bit, so Artis also jumps into top 4, but what a great round that is. Almost 2 minutes have elapsed and we have only 1 second between the top 5 actually 2 now. They lost a bit of time, but it seems like Morpio's just on an insane run.
Yeah, and where's Ferry?
Yeah, where's Ferry? I think he dropped down. Oh yeah, he made a mistake by the looks of it, and dropped to P4.
Morpio now is very alone. He has actually over 1 second lead, so it will be hard for other players to catch up to him.
Yeah.
However, Ferry and Bole both got a very nice grass slide.
Oh, but
Ferry with a mistake, I know.
Oh, I think Lego also did that in the previous round, or someone else did that, losing a bit of time there. So it seems like there are common mistakes that are going to happen to the players. But Raistlin, what a party, going up to P3, overtaking Lego in that sector, going into the wallbang here. No penalty in this game, of course, so that's why you can do those things. That's one of the things that I really miss in Trackmania 2020. You know, not having penalties.
For sure. I really miss that. And actually, it's very nice to see that both Raistlin and Artis are very in the top after they made all those unfortunate mistakes early in the run.
True.
So they still pose a very good threat to Morpio.
Yeah, but Morpio is 2 seconds ahead. I think he's on a really, really good time. But of course, as you've mentioned, it could be deceiving because players have made mistakes. And a 2-second gap sounds like a lot and insane pace. But at the end, it could maybe only be a 4:27, of course. But, you know, Morpio is definitely a player who can just drop a casual world record in a match. We all know that. And look at Bolle here. 2 seconds behind, and then Artis also losing a bit of ground. Ferry and Raistlin still behind, but of course there can only be one person qualifying today. Artis clipping there as well, jumping a bit too low, so he drops all the way down to P5. And yeah, let's maybe take a look onto Morpio for the last checkpoint and see what time he's going to clock into the finish.
I think he's on a very good run because he was consistently top 1 throughout the entire run. And maybe he'll drive PB this time.
Yeah, and he was also ahead just from the start when no one has made a mistake, like that half a second lead that he has had there. So I think he's on a maybe 425, 424-ish, something like that.
Oh no, he had a very bad transition here.
But still a great time by the looks of it. Maybe a 427, something along those lines. Let's take a look. One more jump to go here. And it will be a 426.954. And then we have Bolle behind.
It's actually 300 behind his personal best. So if he wouldn't made this mistake on CP28, it wouldn't be very good PB.
Yeah, that is for sure. So here we are. We have our top 8 here into the finish. Morpio, Bolle, Raistlin, Ferry, Artis. Then we have Tada, a German player in there as well. Also concluding that top 8 here, but also a lot of other players do finish this round, as you can see. And then Skandir only on P7 as well as Legu, so not the start that they anticipated to have, especially because Skandir has the record on this map.
Yes, but as you can see in the chat, Skandir wrote that he went into Chem 3 by mistake during the backwards section. That must have been very uncomfortable for the team.
Yeah, it is. Oh, and also Ksib finishing on P18. Good job. He did not finish the previous round, but now gets a 5:26 in. Definitely a great time. People are like, oh yeah, he's 1 minute behind, but you see how incredibly hard this map is. So great job here to Ksib, currently on P18, and hopefully can get some more finishes on this map. And let's go ahead and spectate Skandir in this round, shall we, for the start?
Yep.
Going over the bumper, but he clips. Oh, that's the caster curse if I've ever seen one. Losing 1 to 2 seconds here, maybe even more, because he did not collect a lot of speed over that part here. Going into checkpoint 2, over the dirt, and then jumping into the checkpoint. Skandir now, of course, driving incredibly risky. He can still get first position, of course, but it will be a very, very hard task to do. But if someone can do it, then it's definitely Skandir, my former teammate.
For sure. And I wanted to say that Artis gets very nice starts, but then makes very slight mistakes that puts them like in top 5, top 6. But right now, as they do this circle, as you can see, they are very, really tightly packed right now.
Yeah, they are.
Ferry and Bolly together in top 1 and 2.
Yeah, the brothers are leading. Looking great for Ferry in this round. I mean, he had a very good warm-up. He was leading there, and currently he finds himself only on 5th place, so he definitely needs those 1,000 points to his name. But this looks really good. Half a second ahead of Morpio, who's currently leading, tied together with Raceland. But of course, both of them have already qualified to the finals. So if like the 3rd position is going to get it, and of course Skandir won that round, I think. Or no, he got like a good position in round number 1, but he made a mistake in the previous round, so he is fighting it out with Bolle and Ferry for that 3rd position right now in the total ranking. But look at Skandir. Made that mistake at the start, was 2.5 seconds behind, and he definitely caught up now on P6.
Yes, it's actually interesting to see how he can still manages to push, even though he knows that he needs to save, to finish as high as he can. But then at the same time, he wants to push to get as many points as he can. So that's a really hard balance to get, but it seems like he's not afraid of pushing his limits right now.
Yeah, he jumped so far to the left there to just maximize his speed in that sector, and definitely caught up to Legu and Artis. And I think one mistake has happened, and it was not Ferry Bolle who was in the lead in that round. Who was actually leading the rounds? It was not Ferry or Bolle. It was someone of the others, wasn't it? There was someone else, because Skandir jumped a position up, and now he's actually up to P number 3. Look at that fight here between them.
I think it's Raceland.
True, it was Raceland.
Yes. Look, Raceland's so far behind her now.
Yeah, but look where Ferry is. He's 1 second ahead. Very good job there. Oh, Skandir. Also with a bug slide input there to just trigger the acceleration a bit earlier. Beautiful stuff from Skandir. You can see that he's pushing so much. He wants to qualify now. He has the local record on this map. Ferry with a mistake. And it is now Bolle versus Skandir. Ferry, I think he clipped there on the inside. I did not know what happened, but it seems like it was a complete standstill. Maybe his controller disconnected, and also Bolle with a mistake. And Skandir, even though he did not have the best start, you should never give up. And Skandir definitely applied a lot of pressure with pushing his opponents, but now he leads with 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, it's actually incredible to see how he still kept his cool and knew that what he is capable of. And now, as you can see, he is top 1. And doesn't seem like anyone can pose a threat to him as we approach final 5 CPs.
Yeah, the last checkpoint in particular is not that hard to do. It's just one turn and then you jump into the ending. But I think the battle for P2 is not over just yet. Bolle and Artis fighting it out. And this landing is very important. Artis doesn't get it good, was pushing to get that second position, but has good speed here in this sector, so it's not over just yet. It's 0.7 of a second, and I'm also interested to see Skandir's time. Keep in mind, he lost 2.5 seconds at the start, but definitely caught up to the others in the sectors. But let's go and see what Bollens Artis...
Oh, no. Skandir got a mistake at the last turn, but still he got sub 30.
Oh, 428. It would have been a 426. He lost 2.5 seconds at the start. And there we can see Lego getting third position, then Morpio on fourth position, and Morpio on P5. And also K_6 finishes this race on P11. And all the others are going to finish here as well. So looking good for Skandir. Having a bit of room to breathe now over Ferry in particular, but Bolle also with good points, 930 points after that second place. So the battle is heating up.
Yeah, he will be very close. He will overtake Raceline, I think.
Oh yeah, it could be.
Yeah, and then he'll be very close to Morpio.
Yeah, also for the prize money, of course, that we're playing for. 500 euro per map, not too shabby, to say the least. Like, just a very cool event that you have organized here. Like, it's so good to watch with all the maps. So huge shout outs to you, of course, and to Morpio, who was also helping you with that, and I think also provided some of the prize money alongside you, right?
Yes, we were doing this together, and it was our very big dream to do something big in TM2, as it's basically a golden place for RPG.
Yeah, I agree. It's very nice. I mean, Trackmania 2020 RPG is also very nice, but this one has this different touch to it. It just seems so much like you have more opportunities when it comes to maps. I mean, do you see those kind of maps in Trackmania 2020? I don't think so.
Don't think so, especially with this title pack system that allows us to embed whatever items we want without worrying about exceeding the map size limit.
Yeah, unlimited opportunities, and sometimes I think map sizes can be very large, can they?
Yes, for sure. Sometimes maps actually like tens of megabytes if it would be in TM20. So it's really not possible to do, unfortunately. But yeah, players still, rather mappers, still manage to create beautiful stuff in TM20. But this game has special place in my heart.
Yeah, same for me. I mean, I've not played it as much as the players here, but I've had my fair share with it, discovering beautiful RPG maps that just leave you stunned with every sector that you're going to pass, and are just so much fun if you hunt them, of course. That's what Player did. It's so good, because you usually do not have so many bugs on those maps, and they're just fun to drive through, and you have a lot of different tricks to go by. I mean, the backward section, of course, with freewheel, but just so many little things, so many little details that just matter in the end, which makes a fast run count at the end.
Yes, and as you can see, already 12 checkpoints, and top 5 is really tightly packed.
Ooh, but Skandir.
Skandir made a mistake, unfortunately.
He clipped before the backwards flip, and he had to respawn. So Skandir now on the chopping block, dropping behind, and is still on 6th position, but 3 seconds behind. And all that good leads that he made up to Bolle, who got 2nd place in the previous round, could be gone. And Bolle still in that fight for 1st position.
Yes, and now Ferry as well can take the lead and overtake Skandir on the standings by points.
It's very close, actually. It's like only 400 points between 1st and 6th place, actually. So positions do matter, but I think there was one player making a mistake by the looks of it. I think it was Ferry who dropped behind.
Yes. But now Ferry has a great fight with Skandir.
True, like for that 4th position, of course, but I kind of want to see what Artis, Morpio, and Bolle should do. But maybe let's take a look onto what Skandir can do, because Skandir, I mean, catching up 3 seconds in 1.5 minutes will be hard. But if someone makes a mistake, he can jump into the top 3.
Skandir has a little bit more speed out of the flip, and but Ferry is still on the tail.
Yeah.
Oh, he makes unfortunate airtime in the pipe.
Yeah, lost a bit of time there, and that will of course snowball eventually. But let's see what happens between Morpio and Bolle, because Bolle got overtaken but goes for a wider approach, and also Artis did not have the best line. So the players are catching up a little bit. 100th by 100th, 10th by 10th, and we have a tricky sector coming up right now where players need to do a very, very precise flip. And you can gain so much time. Then look at the bug set from Morpio, looking really good. And the section, I think it was here on checkpoint 26, where players flipping up. That's the part that I mean.
Going there.
Oh, Artis got it really good. Morpio as well, and Bolle as well, but Morpio with a bit more speed. And I think Artis is going to win this round. But who gets second?
Yes, exactly. Now we have a very nice fight between Morpio and Bolle. And actually, also very nice to see how Artis manages to keep up with his pressure from top 2 and 3. A different line from Artis at the end as well.
Oh, but Morpio gets overtaken by Bolle in the end. 0.35 between first and third. What a round. Artis manages to hold on. Skandir gets fourth. And then we have Ferry on fifth. And then Legu sixth. Raistlin 7th position. And then the players slowly but surely finishing this round. Wow, but great round here for that top 3 fights.
Yes, and Artis also drove his PB in this round.
He lost half a second with that. Could have been a 4:26, of course, but it wasn't meant to be. But he at least got those 1,000 points and jumps back to, I think it could be maybe top 3. No, he was too far behind. I think it will be top 4, top 5-ish after the rounds. But we still have plenty of rounds to be played for. We're just 4 rounds in, and we have 11 more rounds to be played.
Okay, so it looks like Bolle will overtake Skandir in the placings.
And comes much closer to Morpio with a good 65 points over him. So it is 35 points for first, and Skandir still on third. Artis jumps to fourth, and then we have 5 points behind Raistlin, and then Ferry 130 points behind them, and then Legu losing a bit of time, losing a bit of ground here.
Yeah, but he's still not that far behind in the points.
True, he can still do some damage. 500 points, that's 2 to 3 good rounds. That is for sure. And hello everybody, of course, in the chat. Hello Patricky, thank you so much for the raid. Hello Mentor Strider, hello Naxandria. We are currently casting the a very nice Trackmania 2 RPG event, which is right now in week number 3, the Nebula RPG Cup. A map that I'm sorry, but I will not try to pronounce that. I tried to Google the meaning, but I could not find anything. So maybe we get some lore from Freight and K_6 later, what the map name actually means.
Yeah, and actually, if people didn't know, this map has Easter egg, or rather side quest. So if you're interested in that, you can try to solve it yourself.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's a lot of love to detail that has been put into the map. And 60 players have finished this map. And I also see Nexandria in there, which is really cool. I hope you enjoyed the track. But I mean, this map is just... If you're into RPG, I think this is a must play.
For sure.
Good start from Bolle and Ferry in this round, and also Legu not too far behind. Then we have Morpio on 4th, Artis on 5th. Skandir battling it out with Raistlin right now, overtaking. And then we have a bigger gap between 6th and 7th, and we've seen also now Legu with a respawn, so he will be out on that battle.
Yes, and Bolle also made a mistake, and now Ferry is alone at the top, which is followed by Skandir.
Yeah, huge round for Ferry now to win. 1+1 second lead he has here, 1.1 seconds. But if a player can catch up that time, it's the world record holder Skandir. But Bolle with a great bug set here, extends it so long. and now is going up to P3. Did not have a good transition. Artis clipping a little bit as well. I think got stuck here. His car was wobbling a bit. So Bolle now up to P3, claims that position. Never mind, it's actually Skandir and Morpheus still ahead because Ferry is so far ahead and I did not see him in front. So
yes, it's really easy to miss who's on which position when there's so big gaps between players. But still, we have top 4, very spread out, I would say. But still, I think we should just anticipate some battles at the end.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, we still have the jump coming up, I think on checkpoint 26 or 27, which is really hard to clear. And Bolle did it really well in the past. He also risks it a lot. And Skandir still ahead of Morpio. And everybody makes that jump here. And the transition as well, looking great. Not clipping here as well. That was a common mistake that has happened in the first 4 rounds as well. But not in this round. Bolle is still 2 seconds behind his brother Ferry, who now lost a bit of lead. I mean, he was 1.1 second ahead. And look at the others. Morpio coming closer. Skandir with a mistake.
Skandir did the touch on this transition towards CP24. And now Ferry gets pursued by Morpio and Bolle. So it will be very important for him to stay in the lead towards the end of the race. With this important flip that we have towards 27.
Morpio with a mistake, and Skandir capitalizes from that and jumps all the way back into the second place battle. Ferry half a second ahead and only 2 more checkpoints to go. Very tight transitional section here in the end where you do not want to miss any of the jumps, and there's 1 more checkpoint to go and Ferry can win this round here. If he does not slow down too much, makes that jump here as well. Skandir pushing, but it's not enough. Ferry with a 4:27 winning the rounds, but only half a second ahead of Skandir and Bolle. Then Rayson on 4th, Tada on 5th, Artis on 6th position, and then Morpio only 7th in this round after failing the jump.
But still, at the end, we had a really nice battle, only 0.5 between players. And it's actually really nice to see how they managed to stay inside 1 second of their personal bests.
Yeah, true, actually. It was a back and forth in this round, but it seemed like that's the beauty, but also the nightmare of hunting this map. If you go for a perfect run, you're like, I can still improve on this part. I still had a bad transition, but it's so hard to get all of those parts correctly in one run.
Yeah, especially during the match, where you don't have this opportunity of respawning.
True. I mean, you just have to finish every run. You need to make every run count. Okay, Sushi also finishing here. That is great. So 17 players did finish this round. And now we have player number 18, Gugarus, also finishing 1 minute and 8 seconds behind. That's all she wrote for this round. And let's take a look onto the top battle. Skandir leading. He did not qualify thus far, but only 10 points out of Bolle. And I think that sets up for a nice fight on this map, because the first person qualifies to the final.
It's incredible to see how tiny the gaps are between players. After 6 rounds, it's 10 points, 200 points, and then 100 points again. Wow.
Yeah, it seems like everybody wants a piece of the cake, and everybody has done extensive preparation on this map. And look at the start now from Lego. He also does not want to count himself out, but Skandir, beautiful transition there, has a bit more speed. And then Morpio and Ferry overtaking Bolle here in this sector, but Morpio... and Bolle... Never mind, Bolle got a really good line over that part. I thought that he would get a bit of airtime, but he's still in there. Now going to the backward section where Skandir goes for the inside line, has a bit more speed, as you can see, and extends his lead.
This inside line is very tricky. You can really easily slide out there. So you need to keep the grip, and when you approach CP6. And as you can see, Ferry and Bolle still staying together, and Morpio and Skandir ahead of them.
Yeah, Bolle made a mistake though. I think he clipped and got a slowdown and is also able to clear that jump. But look, Freight, Artis and Tada overtaking him. So Bolle now dropping all the way down to P7. And that's not what you want, because Skandir now leading, and this could be a huge gap. that Skandir could work with in the next couple of rounds. So looking good for Skandir in this round. It's his round to lose, and maybe Bolle can capitalize from some help of his brother, who fights it out with Morpio for that second place. But Skandir almost more than half a second ahead, even more than half a second ahead of the second position right now.
Yeah, Ferry and Morpio were basically driving inside of each other right now, so they don't make any mistakes so far, and they put in a great pressure on Skandir.
Yeah, that's for sure, and they're gaining a bit of time here as well. Just a couple of hundreds, but that's what matters. I mean, we still have 15 more checkpoints to clear, and now the bug side comes into play. We have another one coming up very soon. Ferry with a great inside line, goes a bit wider to not clip that transition, and Morpio risking a bit more, overtaking him temporarily.
Ferry respawns, I think. Ferry respawned.
And Morpio also with a mistake, clipping a little bit, so now Skandir with a huge lead. Look at that, and I think Morpio also lost a bit of time there by the looks of it. He slowed down a lot in that sector. So really
And
Skandir.
Skandir manages to pull ahead.
Yep. Very nice from Skandir, who could qualify today.
Makes a mistake. Baptiste makes a mistake and Ferry overtakes him. And he's very, very close to Bolle.
Who was on P7 when we have seen him, and now he battles it out with Morpio for that second place. So a lot of mistakes in the middle sector of the map in this round. Only Skandir with a flawless run so far. Good transitions from the players. Still no position changes. Ferry almost getting a two-wheeler there. Got a lot of speed in this sector, but not the best landing here. Had to go a bit wider to clear all of those jumps. Now 3.3 seconds behind Skandir. He's just on a league of his own right now, and I think this could be a great time. Maybe a 4:25 from Skandir. Applying a lot of pressure to Bolle.
Yes, and we approach into P26 with this very tricky grass slide on the downhill. And Skandir does it really, really well. So the next tricky part will be this flip towards CP27. Let's see how he does that.
Wow, that was great. Oh, and also the
Kept a lot of speed.
Also, have you seen the bug slide input there as well while he was landing? Beautifully done from Skandir, and getting a very clean landing into here. And I think we're gonna see a banger of a time from Skandir, who is now approaching the last couple of checkpoints. Good transition there as well, going through the turbines. Good speed here as well, clipping a little bit, but look at that time. It will be a 4:25.25. What a time from Skandir, 2 seconds ahead of Morpio. Ferry getting third, Bolle on fourth, Artis on P5, and that is such a good run here from Skandir. Insane in a match.
Yeah, absolute domination in this round. And with that, he'll extend his lead to Bolle.
Yeah.
From 10 to 200 points.
Yeah, Bolle was on P3, I think, when we lastly spectated him, and now he dropped all the way down to P4. And it was also in the battle with Morpio for second place. But here we go. Round number 7 coming into play. Almost the halfway mark. And Skandir with a comfortable lead. And Xeeb also finishing here. P15 for him. As well as Gugarus. P16, and I think there's one more person to finish still. It is Yog. I think he's also able to make it. Just one more checkpoint to go. Then we go into the next round. Nebula also finishing here. 17th, and Yog on 18th. So let's go into round number 7, but firstly let's take a look onto the points. 200 points over lead for Skandir. Very nice, and of course a banger of a time from him as well. 4:25. More than 1 second faster than the former best time from Morpio. But I mean, Skandir probably... I think he also drove a 4:26 low in one of the rounds beforehand.
Yep, he's very consistent.
He's very consistent indeed, but in this round, he's not in the lead just yet. But of course, this inside line on that free wheel sector got him a bit of time. So let's see the 1-to-1 comparison between him, Ferry, and Artis going now into checkpoint 5, and now we have the backward section and the free wheel where Skander opts for the inside approach, and Ferry and Artis doing it as well.
You can see now a really, really tight train of players in this circle.
Very close fight actually, yeah. But Skander and Ferry are ahead. And Morpio wide approach again, trying to accumulate more speed over the small free wheel sector there. And it worked out. Maybe he has hold gear 2 there in this sector, it could be. Or just a bit more speed. That does not give you a huge speed disadvantage. And Morpio's in there, but losing a bit of time. Artis going into the 3rd position, but jumps a bit too far. Gets a great landing here as well. And it's a close fight here between 1st and 2nd. And then also just behind. Look at that. Morpio, Artis, Bolle, Raistlin, all behind. Top 6 within 1 second.
Yes, this time Raistlin manages to keep up with our top players. And probably it will help him to close the gap towards Ferry in the total standings.
Yeah.
So let's see how he will perform right now.
Oh, great jump from Artis, but doesn't get the slide across. And yeah, I mean, also top 3 goes home with a lot of prize money here. 250 for first, plus the qualification. And if the first person is already qualified to the finals, which is right now Raistlin and Morpio, then it goes to the second person. But players who have already qualified can still partake in the cash prize, of course, on each map. And now Ferry leading. Skander dropped a bit behind by the looks of it.
Yeah, he made a mistake. And from P1 to P3, still in the mix. So that's nice to see.
Yeah, not respawning, that is great. But huge opportunity now for Ferry to get those 1000 points. But Skander will definitely not slow down here. Checkpoint 90 now being collected for the players. Only Artis a bit further behind, now 3.4 seconds. And then we have a great fight between Morpio, Skander and Raistlin for that second place.
Right, and now we are in the third, last section of the map. And Morpio is a mistake on this entry.
Yeah.
Fortunately, he didn't have to respawn.
Yeah, you can full stop there, but it's a very tight sector that you need to squeeze your car through. At least Morpio did not lose, or did not have to respawn, so that is great to see. And Skander pushing. He was 1 second behind. Now it is only 0.7 of a second. So Raistlin now with Morpio on that 3rd place battle. Skander with a great approach into the bug slide.
But Ferry did it better.
Yeah. Much better actually. Oh, but look at this risk here from Skander, gaining so much speed towards Ferry. And now approaching this very tricky jump. Skander had it really good, but Ferry as well. But it's so close here. Only 0.1 of a second going into the last 3 checkpoints of the map. And I mean, this is already very important for Skander to deny some points here.
Did a ramp cut.
Oh, good landing from Ferry, but Skander goes for the speed. Into the last part we go. Ferry jumping a bit further up. Skander with more speed. Now the last checkpoint coming into play. It's a photo finish, and Skander will not win the rounds. 300ths of a second, and both driving a 425. Oh my god, what a good round.
Skander went just a little bit outside on the bumper, and that costed him the victory in this round.
Yeah, but he wanted to go for the speed, but of course it was Ferry finishing a bit more inside due to his line advantage. The speed did not pan out. If the map was 1 block longer, yes, but like this, it was Skander finishing on the far left of the finish, and it did not work out. He gained 1000 of a second though. But that's nothing, unfortunately. What a round.
Still, second place for Skander, and Bolle with a really bad position.
Yeah, true.
And I think Ferry will overtake both Bolle and Morpio.
Yeah, he will actually, or it's very close. I think it's 195 points. He comes very close, so it's 1 position between them. But Ferry, I mean, if Skander makes a mistake, he looks unstoppable right now. And if he just gets those consistent second positions in, I think he's going to win today. Because he's 320 points ahead now, and it's 60 points between Morpio and Ferry. Then, as you rightfully said, Bolle dropped very far behind, only got 500-ish points in that round. So he needs a good round now to stay alive and have a chance for that first position.
Yeah, right now, players getting very spread out on points. We can see that Skandir and Wrestling, 1000 points difference. So it will be hard to catch up. However, if Skandir makes a mistake and let's say finishes top 5, it will already allow Morpio to get first place, and then Ferry as well in the mix. So let's see how it goes now. And Skandir first in this round so far.
Yeah, looking great, but very, very close between the players. Only Ferry a little bit further behind his brother, but the top 4 just 0.2 is spreading them apart after 1 minute of driving. You sometimes do not see that in the Trackmania World Tour, that players are so close to each other. I mean, you usually don't see that, and well, I mean, those maps are a bit more transitional heavy and do not have identities, of course, but I think the difficulty is even harder on some of the sectors.
Yeah, and here in RPG you can also optimize every turn, every bump as well. So it's really nice to see how well players are prepared now.
Skandir clipping a bit by the looks of it, losing a bit of time, half a second, and dropping down to P5. So very close round here. Morpio and Ferry a bit further ahead of the others, but we only speak of 0.4 of a second. And Skandir turning in a bit too early, hitting the wall. And that is all she wrote so far. I mean, mistakes will happen. Of course, I would be surprised if not. And Skandir would stay on P6, but he made another mistake here in this sector. Sit in a bit too early again. So that's a huge opportunity for Morpio and also Ferry to come closer again.
Yes, and even with that mistake, Skandir still manages to basically sit on the tail of Ferry. And he still poses a very, very big threat.
Yeah.
So, and right now we basically entered the second half of the map. So there is still plenty of opportunities to get a better position for him.
Yeah, definitely. I think Rayson did not have a good bug side there. So he drops all the way down to P5. Good speed over in that sector though. Clearing that speed check there as well. Into the wall ride we go. And Bolle now leading, but look how close it is between Artis. Okay, Bolle dropping a bit behind now, unfortunately. So it is not the top 3 that I was alluding to beforehand. So it's Artis and Ferry now in top 2. And then Ferry... actually, Morpio and Bolle are behind. My god, it's so... like, positions do change so fast here. It's crazy.
Yeah, even though they change so fast, players are still in the mix, you know? They don't fall that much behind.
Yeah.
And manage to strike when opportunity arises.
That is true. And now Artis not with a good line over in that sector, losing a lot of speed. And it is Ferry now, half a second ahead of his brother Bolle, who can get himself good points, but slows down a lot. Look at the speed from Morpio, risking it a lot. And now goes into second place here. And now we go into checkpoint 24. Bolle with a good transition. And I think Morpio made a mistake, didn't he?
Yes, he didn't manage to get transition at all, unfortunately. And he had to respawn all the way down.
Risking
speed 23.
Risking a bit too much there. And all of a sudden, Skandir, who dropped behind, as we said, he was 2 seconds behind. Now he's only 1 second behind, 0.8. He could still win the rounds. Oh, Ferry not with a good flip there. Bolle coming closer. Skandir also in the mix. Half a second it is. Artis, good line here as well, but maybe a bit too wide. Having to adjust. Bolle not with good speed over that sector. So it will be Ferry most likely winning this round. Let's take a look onto Skandir. How much is he willing to push for that second position? Going very wide. Has a lot of speed in this sector. Looking great from Skandir, but I don't think the track is long enough to overtake Bolle or Ferry. And it will be a brothers victory here. With a 427.01, but still Skandir, who was 2 seconds behind, caught up so much there, and at the end is only half a second behind the winner in this round, and still gets very good points in this round. And look at this, Morpio only with 615 points after that respawn.
Yes, and the gap between Scandier and Ferry will shrink after this round. So, and Morpio will not pose a threat for at least a round or two. So now, as we in the second phase of our match, players will need to try to keep their pace, especially Scandier and Ferry. They look like the biggest contenders right now for the first place.
Yeah, I agree. Morpio out of it for now at least. We need to see how the next 2 to 3 rounds are going to develop as the last players are finishing here. Not sure if Gugarus is able to, but still a very good and consistent performance. But I don't think it will be enough. Or maybe it will be, but not the best amount of speed here in this sector.
Same for Ramirez, unfortunately.
Yeah, and he will not make it, unfortunately.
Just one bump left for him.
Just one bump. But there you can see how costly a mistake can be, because Morpio was pushing a lot. You remember the section where it was like, ball is slowed down a lot, right? And Morpio was pushing to the absolute limit and then jumped too low and then had to respawn. And that's the risk that you sometimes are willing to take, but also which loses you a match. Of course, it can win rounds, but Morpio eventually did not make it and lost a lot of points in this round. And with that, it's now down to P4 and 600 points behind Scandier. So he needs good rounds to claim.
Morpio is very poor speed in the uphill, no engine off section. So he will be very far behind this time. So this round doesn't look good for him either.
Yeah, 2 seconds behind. I mean, definitely, you can still get top 3 with that. That's for sure. We have seen 4 27s winning the round, and I think even a high 27. But, I mean, he needs to just take or be calm and just stick to the plan, right? And not risk too much in those sectors. Maybe play it a bit safe and just see the others crumble under the pressure, because we only 9 checkpoints in, still 21 checkpoints to go, and Morpio already up to that 6th place battle together with Tada. And he now overtakes him, but it seems like Scandier with another great start. Look how far ahead he is. Oh my god, how close did he jump to the entry of the tunnel? He's 0.8 ahead, and I think he's on a great time.
Yes, and in the meantime, others are sticking together, and they all have a great pace, but they still cannot match the Scandier's pace. And Scandier pulling ahead more and more right now.
Yeah, 1 second it is, and then Bolland Atis overtaking Rayston. Did not have a good line there, unfortunately, dropping down to P4 right now. And Scandier, I think this will be another 425, if not even faster. I don't know what this man is able to pull off on this map, but the others did not make mistakes so far, so it's sheer racing pace from Scandier that he's pulling away from the others, so good job there. But also Ferry not too far behind. And then Morpio still on 6th position after that mistake. And great landing from Rayston, accumulating a lot of speed. Scandier even further ahead of the others. Bolle pushing there, Rayston a bit wider there, does not get a good transition. And now Morpio in that battle with Rayston for P number 5.
Yes, and Ferry as well behind Bolle. So he managed to regain his positions back. And now he's in P3.
Yeah, very good here from Ferry and Bolle, who certainly have practiced together, maybe shared some strats on the maps. Even though they're rivals, they're brothers, they're helping each other out. I don't know how the mentality from them are, but I know that they're playing this game for so long already. Very skilled players, and happy to see them as well, performing on top of their level right now.
One thing for sure I can say is that they want a fair fight between them.
Yeah.
So they will not engage in match fixing and stuff like that. That's what we saw on the first match in Nebula Cup.
Okay. I mean that's good. And Ferry goes for the break to get a smooth transition, and with that a bit more speed, but it doesn't seem to work out. He lost 0.2 towards his brother, so not sure about that line here, but I mean, he's still on there, and sometimes just surviving is enough. As we have seen in the rounds, Ferry now with a mistake is able to clear that jump here. Does he have enough speed for that part here as well? Yes, he does. But he lost a bit of time there. And I think we have Skandir.
Big air time for Skandir.
With a bad line there, yes. And now it's a battle for first position here. Ooh, this will be very close. Who's willing to push more here in the end? Bolle with a great line there, having a lot of speed, but Skandir pushing so far on the inside. And Bolle, drifting a bit too much there, unfortunately, but can still bounce back here in the ending because Skandir with a mistake. Skandir clipping. Skandir's full slow down, and Ferry also overtakes, so it's another victory for the brothers. And look what time Skandir was on. It was a 4:24 actually. So Skandir with a mistake in the end. And dropping all the way down to P3. And it could get spicy now because Ferry and Bolle catching a little bit up towards Skandir.
Yeah, it was massive round for Skandir until he made that mistake. But we should point out that Bolle got his PB as well. And managed to get a very, very good fight with Skandir.
Yeah, very, very good round indeed. But... I mean, another victory for the brothers here. I think that was the second time, and the other players do finish right now as well. So I think 60 players have finished this map, and they were eligible of playing this event. Yeah, but I think only 18 of them have shown up, or 19 have finished around so far. But I mean,
yeah, this map, since this map has a lot of transitions, it's very hard physically, actually, to stay alive.
Yeah, to endure, right?
Yes, exactly. And so now we are in the 10th round already. So it's been around 1 hour of playing. Yeah. So it's very hard. So most of them went into spectator.
And just playing a run.
Bolle with extremely bad start
from Skandir.
No, it was from Bolle because he clipped the bumper at the start and couldn't get the transition clean.
Skandir so did the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see. From Bolle's perspective, Skandir is just ahead of him. So yeah, they are in the last positions right now.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of mistakes do happen in this bumper section, but yeah, Bolle had it even worse. Skandir still somewhat in the mix. And I think Bolle, I mean, he could win this round with insane pace, but he should play the safe card and just go for some points. I mean, would you push in this kind of scenario if you're 3 seconds behind, or would you take it safe? What would you do?
I don't know. Look, Skandir made a very big mistake, and Bolle is only 300 points behind. So it's the great opportunity to capitalize on the mistake from Skandir and gain first place. So I would go all in Bolle's position.
And now Bolle is even behind Skandir, who is on 4th position right now. So that's the gap from the start mistake from both of them. Roughly 2 seconds, and Morpio with a mistake on the tunnel entrance here, going into checkpoint 11. And this is not good for Morpio. He wants to get into the top 3 for the prize money, but he's already 400 points behind Bolle, who just overtook him now. So the lead will just add up in favor for Bolle, of course. And Skandir on 3rd, 1.4 seconds behind. But look at that fight for first position between Artis and Ferry. Very close, neck and neck, 600ths of a second going into checkpoint 13.
Yes, and it's extremely surprising for me to see that Skandir and Bolle both right now in 3rd and 4th position after that huge mistake at the start. So they have an extremely good pace right now, and no one can pose a threat to them. And Morpio just did a very big mistake on CP 14 and had to respawn.
Oh, I like what I see there. Ferry drifts before the bug slide to get a better angle, to get much more rotation than Artis, and gain 0.5 with that. Very, very nice execution from Ferry, but Artis with a better entry into that part. But seems like Ferry still ahead. So still a great fight between them, but great bug slide there from Ferry indeed. Claiming 1st position, but it also seems like that Bolle made another additional mistake, but still is on 4th position, even though he's 6 seconds behind. So a bit of a weaker round, I would say, outside of the top 3. And
yes, so Skandir, as we know, has a very good pace, and now he's on the mission to get first position in this round.
Let's see if he can do it, actually, because he's 1.5 seconds behind. I mean, the flip did not work out in the previous round for him. Let's see if it does now. I mean, you can lose a lot of time. They're also in this entry here, but Skandir got it really good. Very, very good entry into the tunnel, but still not gaining time towards Ferry, who's on a good run. 1 second ahead of Artis. And we only have 7 more checkpoints to go.
And Artis has a much bigger gap right now to Ferry than it was a couple of checkpoints before. So Ferry either manages to pull ahead, or Artis made some mistakes. But known Hazard, no, wait, Hazard is not here. Wait, sorry.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's Skandir, known Skandir.
Ooh, he
It
clipped.
looks like they both has a very nice pace, and Ferry is even faster right now.
Yeah, and Skandir
So-
unfortunately clipped there, so he cannot get second place here. But yeah, you rightfully said that. Ferry had very, very good pace in the last couple of checkpoints, and this will also be a good time. Maybe a 4:26-ish by the looks of it. Just going into the last jump, and it will actually be a 4:25.5. Wow, great time.
Wow.
Artis getting second. Skandir coming a bit closer, half a second. He made that mistake, clipped there a little bit, but had a good ending. Maybe Artis also took a bit more safe. Bolle, I mean, Skandir and Bolle definitely the biggest winners of this round, because they were so far behind just after checkpoint number 1. And they still got into the top 4. So good job there from them. But Raceland, ooh, a lot of points being left on the table from Raceland. Where is he? He only gets 11th in this round. 500 points only. And I think with that, he might be out of the top 3 battle.
Yep. But now, after this round, the gap between Skandir and Ferry will be just 30 points.
Oh yeah, actually true. It will be very, very close between them. I think like 40 to 50 points, something around that, by the looks of it. We have a battle, achepta. We have a really good battle for that first position.
Yes, and Bolle is still in the mix, actually.
Yeah,
So-
800 points. He needs... I mean, just good rounds are needed for him. Like, the next 1 to 2 rounds were really decided. Bolle should just avoid that mistake at the start. But yeah, 45 points it is between first and second. That is 1 position of a difference on the grand scheme of things. And moving
So
into
now-
round 11.
Now it's up to Skandir to keep his lead and deny Ferry and Bolle from the win.
Yeah, actually true. The brothers are attacking, and I think there was a mistake at the start. Who was that? I think I've seen... Oh,
I think it's Bolle.
oh, it was Bolle indeed, yeah. Oh no, this is very, very unfortunate for Bolle. Oh, and making another mistake, 10 seconds behind. Oh, this is not good from Bolle here. And having to respawn again, he's out on this round.
Meanwhile, Morpio in the lead. We didn't see it for some rounds.
True. Yeah, Morpio. Like the last 2 to 3 rounds have been very silent from Morpio, doing some mistakes here and there. And I mean, he's almost 1,000 points behind Skandir, who's still asserting dominance on this map, finding the right recipe of driving safe and very risky in the sections where he feels like. But for me, Skandir is on another planet. Maybe you've seen the mini RPG of the week. Skandir is just insane on RPG, really.
Yes, and now Skandir and Ferry both trying to deny Morpio from the win in this round. So let's see how it goes.
The comeback, yeah, which could happen.
Although, right now, the most important for Ferry would be not beating Morpio, but overtaking Skandir, as he is only 45 points behind.
Yeah. True that. Then Ferry would go into the lead if they would swap positions. But Skandir with such a good roof hit here going into the lead. Very good speed there as well. Raceland also coming a bit closer to Ferry. So good fight here in the top 4. But Skandir going into the lead. But Morpio also not with good speed here into checkpoint 14. But I think Ferry clipped a little bit there.
I think he lost the gear.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
drift.
Could also be. Yeah, true. He went into lower gear there and losing a lot of time, but no air brake. I really like that. Look at the speed difference between Ferry and Morpio in this sector.
Yeah, but great grass slide from Ferry that manages to close the gap to Morpio. And now they both behind Skandir.
1 second. Wow. What a performance from Skandir here on this map today. After I think in round 2 he had a poor round, but other than this, it was just clean driving. Some mistakes have happened, but he just kept his cool and just was one step ahead of the others. But Ferry could still be not that far behind, like 100-ish points, if he just finishes on second. Oh, and that was a beautiful turnaround from Ferry. Very well done, but doesn't have the speed, goes for the fast respawn and dropping a bit of time.
Smart move from him.
Yeah, very good. But I think because he went so tight around that corner, he did not have the speed for the flip to work.
Yep. But now we can also see Wrestling is trying to fight this Ferry.
Yeah, it's only 0.2 between them, but Ferry with a much better landing in this sector. Morpio still ahead of Ferry, so Morpio is Skandir's best friend right now. And Skandir could be on another great time here. It could be another 4:25 for him. As we approach.
I think Skandir didn't make any mistakes so far. So it might be indeed be a very nice time from him.
And also Ferry here not getting the best spot side. Oh, Skandir failed!
As I said, oh no.
Oh, this is really good for Ferry though. This is really good for Ferry. He just needs to hold on to the top 3. Beautiful turnaround or like just an entry into the next part. Just holding backside inputs, claiming second position. Skandir on P5, and this is huge for Ferry. Just taking those second place to his name. And with that, we're gonna see another lead change here. If
but
Ferry...
let's see Wrestling. Oh, he's still look. It was 1/10 between Ferry and Wrestling at the end.
Yeah, it was very close. And Skandir clipping again, but still with P5, 10 seconds behind. And we see Bolle fighting out with Trulé, overtaking, getting 7th, but only 655 points. And well, with that, Ferry is in the lead, and we only have 4 more rounds to go.
Yeah, actually in this round, Morpio drove his PB. So really
True.
nice performance for him.
Yeah, very, very good job, but maybe that's a bit too late because he's already so many points behind. And only 4 more rounds to be played for.
So 3 more rounds to go.
Yeah, and now of course the pressure is on Skandir, who has the fastest pace on this map, as we have seen. And he also says in chat, stupid mistake again. Ooh, very unfortunate. But of course, it's still only 100 points between them. 140-ish. So...
At this point, the win for Morpio didn't even change his position.
Even though Bolle got such a bad placement, yeah. He's still on 4th place. But of course with that, he's still not out of the top 3 battle. But it seems like we have a fight for 1st and 2nd. And for 3rd and 4th position. Artis could jump back into the top 3 battle as well. With a good round here. That is coming up. But only 4 more rounds to be played for. Maximum of 4,000 points for the players. And Artis gets the best start.
Yes, and now we actually see Tada in the mix as well.
Yeah, great start from the German. Losing a bit of time there. Not the best amount of speed over that sector here going into checkpoint number 3. And also John in there. Great start from him as well. And Ferry 1 second behind Artis, who still leads the round. And that's what he's in need of. But an insane start. Look how far ahead he is of the others.
Yes, I think Ferry is trying to save right now. And Artis knows that he has nothing to lose. So he full sends every corner.
Yeah, it would be cool to see a world record, but also a smart move from Ferry. Maybe just taking a bit of pace out of his like insanely risky runs and be like, okay, I'm just gonna drive safe, maybe capitalize from another mistake from Skandir, and even if Skandir is 1 place ahead of me, I'm still leading the race.
Yes, and now Skandir just 1 place ahead of Ferry.
Yeah, but Ferry with a bit more speed in this sector, going a bit wide, but also very close to the corner.
And lower airtime.
Yeah, very good line there from Ferry. Oh, but gets the
Ferry
no
gets no
slides.
slide. Oh, no.
But doesn't lose too much time. Good save there from Ferry. But now Morpio overtaking him as well. Good rounds from Morpio here. The last 2 rounds looked very promising. But Raistlin now ahead. Artis made a mistake. Scandia now up to P2. And this could be another Scandia victory if he pulls off this ending section again. It looked absolutely risky, but of course he made mistakes as well in the past. And also here, not the best amount of speed in the roof hits. And Scandia.
I think...
Oh, Ferry.
Oh, no.
Oh, did not flip.
Still, yes, he managed to stay. But I think the second portion of the map will be extremely challenging for Raistlin, since I think he didn't get this much practice this week compared to Scandia and Ferry. So it will be a very interesting battle at the end, I think.
Yeah, I guess so as well. Ferry holding the gear over the bug slide. Nicely done, overtaking Bolle and Morpio, who were temporarily ahead of him. And good bug slide there as well. Bolle attacking Ferry right now, but it seems like that Scandia is not slowing down, half a second behind Raistlin, who in the total standing is only on P6. So
great speed from Ferry.
Yeah,
overtaking Scandia,
wow.
actually.
I think he held the gear or just had more speed into that. And Ferry with that applying a lot of pressure to Scandia also here. Great approach, going very tight around that corner into checkpoint 19. Raistlin still in the lead. And oh, that was so good from Ferry, clipping the inside there to get the maximum amount of airtime reduction and speed out of that corner. And Ferry could win this round even. What a great pace from Ferry here, coming into checkpoint 21.
Scandia touches and Ferry overtakes Raistlin. So nothing seems to be stopping him from winning this round.
Yeah, this looks really, really good right now for Ferry, as he is 0.2 ahead of Raistlin, but Scandia also losing a bit of time. They're Bolle coming closer. And now we approach the ending. The very tricky jump here at checkpoint 27 is still to be cleared. We still have a bug site coming up. I think there's 2 bug sites on this map. Yeah, they are, but I always forget where they are, but I think it's coming up very soon.
Just now.
Yeah, okay. Then my memory was correct. Ferry had it really good. Raistlin, will get overtaken by Scandia here in this part. Scandia with not the best landing though. But good airtime reduction here.
But we know that Scandia will have this very nice strategy with backslide on landing, as you pointed.
What a fight here between them. Raistlin wants to get that victory here. Scandia pushing, but it could be too late. Quarter of a second. Ferry with a mistake though. Scandia overtaking. Raistlin is also still in the lead. Ferry with a great line. Scandia versus Ferry here in this part, but also Raistlin is still in the mix. It is all coming down to the last corner here between them. Scandia with a mistake. Raistlin as well, and Ferry wins the round. Raistlin on second, Bolle on third, and Scandia nowhere to be seen. Scandia with a mistake in the end, dropping to P7.
Scandia?
Oh, he clipped the inside and didn't make the jump. Maybe he had a landing bug, I'm not sure, but this is so good for Ferry.
Yeah, then heartbreaking mistake for Scandia. Now he'll have only 2 rounds to try to catch Ferry.
Well, do we have 2 or 3 rounds? We might have 3 rounds still left, right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, actually. Yeah, I think it will be 3 more.
Yeah, we have round number 12 now finishing, and then we have 3 more rounds. Oof, but I'm not sure if it was a landing bug or if I think Scandia just went too far inside and did not have speed. He pushed a lot, but it was such a back and forth between them. Raistlin also with good points, but Ferry is the biggest winner in this round. And look at that gap now. It will be absolutely huge. Ferry just needs to drive safe now in the next 3 rounds, and he will win this map and move into the final. 500 points. Looking very good. Round number 13.
So Scandia has the very big goal in front of him, trying to get 500 points back from Ferry.
In 3 rounds. So he kind of needs a mistake from
And
Ferry.
mistake we see from Artis.
Yeah, he was leading in the starts, but did clip, and now it's between first and second place in the total ranking. And then also Morpio joins in the fight. Skandir with a great line though. He has nothing to lose at this point. So maybe it's the psychopath mode now being enabled for him. It could be. Because Skandir performs really good under pressure, it seems like. With all his match experience. And Ferry just needs to survive 3 runs. Easier said than done, of course.
Right, and Ferry has now a little bit more speed in this circle section. And Skandir is fighting. Still trying to fight. And probably he will get ahead at some point. Just now, I think.
Yeah, I thought
with more speed in the free roll section.
Yeah, I thought that Ferry had a bit more speed, but Skandir just with the inside approach, just still staying ahead. But it's 300ths of a second. Ferry with more speed here, going into the Neo slide, and then we are 1/3 through when it comes to checkpoints. Ferry dropping a bit of speed before the quarter pipe jump. So
yeah,
Skandir,
Ferry, I think he had a little bit more air time, so he had to release a lot.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that, yeah. And this is where Skandir shines. He was really good in those parts. But Morpio not slowing down. Whereas Ferry, he's still on 3rd position. But Skandir with a beautiful roof hit. A lot of speed being accumulated. And he extends his lead just a little bit here. By the looks of it. Halfway points of the map. And Ferry now on 2nd. But still alongside Morpio.
Looks like Ristin and Bole also trying to be behind them without any mistakes. And when opportunity will arise, they will for sure be able to take it.
Ferry lost the gear over the Buckside sector, the first one out from the map. So Skandir now 0.7 ahead, and Morpio also squeezing himself in between. But even if Ferry gets 3rd in the last 3 remaining rounds, he will still win this match. It doesn't matter if Skandir gets 1st in every round, it will just not add up. And, well, Skandir needs to rely on a mistake from Ferry. Oh,
Yes. Or maybe he will need to rely on better performance from others. For example, Morpio right now is very good.
But Ferry had it insane. He had it really, really good. Another great turnaround here from Ferry after that wall hit. And he promotes himself into 2nd place. But of course, nothing
Ferry almost crushed.
Yeah, true. But it's not over until the fat lady sings, right? And even if Ferry is like P2 last checkpoints, mess ups can still happen. We have seen Skandir in the previous rounds almost getting 1st position, but then dropping all the way down to P7. So 1 respawn is all that it takes for you to drop down to P2. I hope that this will not happen. Of course, for content it would be good, but you know, you don't want to wish this for a player to happen, neither to Skandir nor to Ferry.
Yes, and right now looks like Skandir, as you said, in his beast mode, so he'll be going to claim his victory here.
Ferry with a very, very poor jump, and also almost had a slowdown in that section beforehand, so Morpio overtakes, and that of course is what Skandir is in need of. Approaching the last parts, Ferry not clipping there, still holding on to P3, only 0.2 behind. And Ferry also with a little bit of a wobbly landing there, does not get good acceleration out of it. And Skandir will win this round with a 425.045.
Wow.
What a time. Sick, but maybe it was a bit too late already if Ferry performs like this in the last 2 rounds. Maybe.
Now he won, I think, 130 points on Ferry.
Yeah, but
so
he needs another round that is like where Ferry finishes in 5th and 6th or 6th position, and then he might have a chance.
2 more rounds.
2 more rounds indeed. So it's safe to say that Raceland and also Artis will have a hard time getting that top 3 position. For Bollard looks good. Morpio jumps a bit closer though. I mean, catching up 100 points. So Morpio with a good comeback. In the last 3 rounds, he really got himself, I think, all the top 3 positions he was in there. So good to seeing this. But all now in the next 2 rounds will be decided who will move on into the grand final. Raistlin and also Morpio are already qualified. And it can also be one more person. So look at this.
Second to last round begins.
Oh, look at this. It is 275 points. Wait, 1 second. And it was 135 points as a difference. So if Ferry gets 3rd position in all of those 2 remaining rounds, he will be ahead of Skandir if Skandir wins all the rounds by 5 points. I think. If my math is, or like 15 points, like very, very close it is. So Ferry still needs to hold on, and Skandir needs to get that 1st position, of course. So far it looks good. Skandir is behind. Raistlin finds himself in that top 3 battle alongside Ferry and Ortiz.
Right, but nothing is decided yet at the start of the run. So Skandir will for sure catch up towards the first players.
Yeah, Skandir seemed to struggle a lot with the start, or just take it a bit more conservative to still be in the mix. He knows that he can catch it up in the other sections, but right now he's already almost 1 second behind the others.
Yes, but he has a little faster engine off section, so he already caught up to Ortiz, almost.
True that. Good slide there from Skandir as well, jumping very far into the tunnel. And now only 0.7 behind. Slowly but surely, Skandir tries to make some damage to the others, but Ferry still leading. And with that, it could be the early GG, because Skandir also gets the no slide here. Oh, and will clip. Tada! Morpio overtaking Skandir, getting demoted to P number 6.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate mistake from Skandir. He could not allow him to do that at this moment.
Ferry also behind. Oh, this could still go all down to the last round here, guys. If Ferry makes another mistake, or if Skandir just pulls out a great ending, he could still overtake. It could be like 200 points. Oh, Tada with a mistake. Will not clear the jump. Oh my god, Skandir pushing so much to hold that gear. He knows that he has nothing to lose. He has to overtake Ferry in this round, who got a great landing there, but Skandir had it even better, catching up a little bit. But it's still, yeah, one second roughly between them, 0.7, something along those lines. But we still have plenty of checkpoints to play for.
Yeah, and not only Skandir has nothing to lose, but also Ortiz and Raistlin. And as you can see, Raistlin on extremely good pace right now.
Yeah, Raistlin looking really, really good in this round indeed. And I mean, Ortiz and Raistlin might be out on that top 3 battle. It all depends where Bolle and Morpio are. Morpio's on P4, but making a mistake, having to respawn. And also, Bolle only on P6. Oh, also has made a mistake by the looks of it. So this is a huge round, actually, for Raistlin, as you said. Raistlin leading the rounds. And Skandir getting up to P4, but this will not be enough for that 1st position. We need to check afterwards of how this goes, but let's firstly focus on Skandir in this round. Is he able to overtake Ferry? Great landing there, landing with the nose completely with much speed there. And it looks like Skandir catching up, but still 0.6 to Ferry, the person he needs to get. But Raistlin, yes, if he wins the rounds, Bolle and Morpio could be in real danger if Raistlin replicates that run here as well.
Yep, he'll have another opportunity in the next round, and now Skandir basically need to get a really nice flip here, as he usually does.
Oh, that looks great. Ferry dropping a bit behind, down to P3. Skandir needs to catch Ferry though, who battles it out with Ortiz for that 2nd place right now. Raistlin still leading the round. Ferry with a good line here, overtaking Ortiz in that moment. Ferry clipping though, and Skandir overtaking as well as overtaking Ortiz here, but he did not clip here. Raistlin wins the round. Skandir will stay ahead of Ferry, who gets 3rd position though, but still it's a point gain for him. And then we see Tada on 5th, Artis on 4th position, and Rayson and also Artis both gaining valuable points to Morpio and Bolle, who are on 8th position and on P11. Wow, great round for Raceland. And we go into the last round.
Yeah, but I think even if Raceland wins and Bolle and Morpio will have the same mistakes, it will not be enough to get 3rd place, unfortunately.
Yeah, Bolle even capitalizing in this round, gaining some points towards Morpio, but it will all be decided in the end. And also Ferry is definitely not safe with that one. It is still 300 points, but if Ferry makes a mistake and finishes on P7, I think it will be Skandir making it. It all comes down to the last round. Cinema.
Yeah, it's really nice to see this close battle.
Very, very nice. Let's go. One more round. It's 280 points between Ferry and Skandir. If we take a look onto the point repartition, 280 points would be P number 6. So unless Ferry drives safe, which he has made a mistake in the start, and I mean, he is half a second behind. Oof. I mean, right now this would not be enough. But also for P3.
But importantly, Skandir is on the 1st place, so that's a hope for us.
Yeah, I think we're off for a great fight here between Ferry and Skandir. But Skandir is the one to win, and Ferry needs to get at least 5th place. Bolle with, I thought he clipped, but no, it was just a free wheel slowing him down. And Ferry still half a second behind the others. It's a high pressure round. And yeah, I mean, Rayson is 300 points behind Morpio. And then Bolle is 170 additional points ahead of him. And Bolle also on a great run here right now. So it seems like Bolle is going to get that 3rd position, and with that 100 euro.
Yep, looks like it. But Morpio is still in the mix, so if Bolle will make a respawn, then might change.
Yeah, one respawn could change everything. And Ferry moving up to P5. It could all be one position that is being decisive here in the end. After 15 rounds that we played, one respawn, one small clip on just over an hour of playing for the players. And Ferry on P4 right now. Skandir with another mistake here. And this could be all she wrote, unless Ferry, of course, respawns.
Yeah, unfortunate mistake from Skandir.
But he did that so often, no? In those tight sector. I think even there, in this sector, he made a lot of mistakes. He steered in a bit too early or got the no slide.
Yeah.
Very, very unfortunate.
But for sure, one thing for sure we can say is that Rayson having fun. He's again top 1.
Yeah, even though Rayson is on 5th position and might not have a chance for that top 3, he likes to drive competitive and just has fun in the game. And that is a very, very nice thing to see. Good line here from Ferry, going into the 19th checkpoints for the last time on this evening. Great turnarounds here as well. Does not clip, which is incredibly risky, of course, and also makes the flip.
I think it's first time we see 5 players so close together in the 3rd part of the map.
Yeah, actually true. You're right with that. Skandir, 4 seconds behind, and will unfortunately only get 2nd place today. And with that 150 euro, I mean, still not too bad, but for a player like Skandir, you expect him kind of to qualify on the first 2 maps already. But he did not manage to do so. But maybe next week, or like in 2 weeks, No, wait, next week is also, right? And then there's a 1 week break, true. There was a 1 week break happening beforehand. True.
Artisan is a big mistake. Manages to get the checkpoint anyway.
And Bolle now on the leads. And we approach the last couple of seconds here, the last couple of checkpoints. Rayston could win the round here again. Great turner or great flip here as well, but Bolle has similar speed. But I think with that, we should also spectate the winner of the 3rd week. It is Ferry with a great performance. Was denying a lot of points to Skandir, but also capitalized from a mistake where Skandir finished on P7 and Ferry was on 1st position. So it is Ferry who is going to qualify to the finals. And Bolle getting 3rd position. Skandir unfortunately only finishing on P2. But still great showing from the Belgian player. And there you have it. So great rounds here from the players. Great 15 rounds, but it was unfortunately not enough for Skandir to qualify.
Right. And that's our 3rd week.
Yeah, very nice week.
Concluded. Unfortunately, Skandir for the 3rd time on 2nd place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and each time it was a different winner, at least.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right, so maybe at some point, I mean, I wish Skandir to win, of course, but still, probably at some point, he will get the qualification for the grand final, even with 2nd place.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna swap to our camera now. Oh, let's wait for the total standings to be in there. So for the finals confirmed, we have Morpio, Rayston, and also now Ferry, who stayed ahead of Skandir, making unfortunate mistakes, and also Ferry winning 250 euro, Skandir going home with 150 euro for the 3rd time, and then Bolle on 3rd position winning 100 euro, then Morpio, Rayston, Artis, and so on and so forth. All right. That was great. What a nice match here, and thank you for casting. Mitriani was unfortunately not here today, but he will be there in 2 weeks' time, and will be casting alongside with me. And also for step 4 to 6, he will be here. So thank you so much, achepta, for jumping in. You did a great job. It was a lot of fun casting together with you.
And yeah, for sure. Yeah, thank you very much for casting today. It was really fun. And very important note before everyone leaves is that we will release 4th map just now. So please stay on the server and discover together with
do it.
A bunch of players. So I'll add the new map now, and let's see what will players think about that.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to that. It will be great to see. Unfortunately, I cannot join for the Discovery event, but I will probably check it out tomorrow on stream, the map, because it is a very fun event that you are hosting there. I mean, also a lot of cash prize being in there. So thank you so much to you and Morpio for just organizing this and just bringing high-class Trackmania RPG to the screen. So enjoy the map, and also thank you to Freight and K_6 for building this absolute beauty. 650 hours went into this map.
Wow.
That's incredible. Like, that's more time than people have in Trackmania in total, right?
Yeah.
If you think about that.
Yeah, they even created a new mode for this map. So, new textures, I mean.
Yeah, true that. I mean, a lot of love went into this map, so you can check it out. It's on TMX. And until next time, I will be here in 2 weeks again. And I look forward to it. So thank you so much, guys, for joining. There's a link in the chat if you want to check out the map. And I will leave you to it. I'm going to leave now, and have a good evening, everybody.
Bye-bye.
All right, so guys, thank you so much for joining into the cast. I hope you... Oh, that's the wrong scene. Let me quickly go into the casting scene. But thank you so much for joining, also from my side. I jumped in short notice. I hope you still enjoyed the cast. I did not have that much time to prepare, but it was a very nice event. So thank you so much, Achepta and Morpio, for hosting this one. And I will leave you to it now. I'm gonna join some friends now. And yeah, thank you so much. And I will see you next time. So have a good one, and I'll see you in another stream. I will be back tomorrow for the German or for the DACH League. And there will be another cast to come. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the cast and have a good evening. Bye bye.